So here's the plan of attack for a really long scratch like this. You want to do it, well, first of all, you want to use, you can tell that a scratch like this is not going to come out with the Totally Bitchin' Scratch Remover polish all by itself. So this will definitely need safety sand. Now, if you're not sure, just take a small area and then just use this Totally Bitchin' polish on a small area and just see if the scratch comes out, just to be sure that you're going to have to use a safety sand. Sometimes you never know. It really works some magic. Then if it doesn't, then completely clean this with the Awesome Blue and the towel to make sure you get all the residue off, the polish residue off, and then come back. And then what you'll do to test a scratch is just pick a small area, and that's what we're going to do right now. Just pick a small area and hit it with the safety sand. And then I'm going to show you a really cool trick. Out here in the sunlight, we've got the sun coming down, so it's really illuminating this scratch really well. It makes it really easy to tell when the scratch is totally gone using the safety sand. So here we go. Alright, so we're just going to do this small little area. We'll just spot clean it, just to make sure there's no grit on there. You use the white microfiber towel and the Awesome Blue. Okay, so now we've got safety sand and purple glide. Make sure you put the sandpaper on the safety sand, and you give the safety sand a shot or two. And now we're just going to do a real small area just to see what happens. Now you grab it like this and put kind of a firm scrubbing motion into it and count 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. Okay. So you saw my scrubbing motions are really tight and like really focused on the scratch. So what we'll do, you take the white microfiber towel, and you probably won't be able to see this on camera. It's made it kind of dulled. Now I can still see, the camera probably won't pick this up, I can still see the faint line of the scratch. So what we're going to do, this is really great. So we're going to do another 5-second blast. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. Now you saw I kind of went in one direction and then kind of came back, just kind of focusing my effort right on that scratch. So we'll wipe this off. And I can still see, these are pretty good scratches actually from a shopping cart. So we'll try it one more time. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. Now I can still see just a little bit of that, so we'll do it one more time. This is a brand new car. It's 2009. Most new cars have pretty good thick clear coat on it. And the safety sand does a really nice job. So that's looking pretty good. Now what I suggest while learning how to use this system is just do like 1 or 2 applications and then hit it with a Totally Bitchin' Scratch Remover and then take a look at it. And then if you can still faintly see the scratch, then clean it with the Awesome Blue and then hit it with the safety sand. So you kind of want to creep up to the scratch and just remove just enough clear coat just to remove the scratch and no more. In this case, less is better. Okay, so I've done this a couple times. I had a pretty good feeling about this, so I did the couple applications and I got it. Okay, so we removed the scratch. We used the safety sand, remove the scratch. Grab your Totally Bitchin' Scratch Remover polish, blue microfiber towel, and on this one we're going to put about a dime size amount of polish on there. And keep your effort concentrated right on the sanded area. You can use back and forth motions, whatever is comfortable for you. I put just a little bit too much polish on here, but that's okay. Scale of 1 to 10, my pressure here is about an 8. And go back and forth. Can pull in some of that polish right back into the area. Keep your effort really focused right on where the air was sanded. And keep working the polish. You can see it's still wet. I used just a little bit, got a little too carried away there. keep working it till the polish completely disappears. Take the other side and just buff the residue off. And just inspect it from all different angles. And there it is. It's done. This thing is perfect. So here's the technique. When you have a scratch like this and you're not totally sure, you just want to experiment with a real small area and see what it takes to get the scratch out. Then when you know exactly what it'll take, just enough to remove the scratch, then what you'll do is you'll work your way down the scratch, all the way down the scratch to remove it, working in small sections with a focused effort. All right, so we completely eliminated this, like, holy cow, it was like about 2 foot long scratch. So it went from like right about here, if you remember, all the way along here. There's like multiple little thin scratches all the way into here, and there's actually one up here that I didn't show you guys, but anyway, so it's completely gone now, totally and permanently removed. This is not going to come back. So like I told you, like on a long scratch like this, you work in little concentrated areas so you get the whole thing done. Safety sand and then totally bitchin' scratch remover polish. Now what we'll do is come back with the glaze, the evening glass glaze, and we'll hit this whole long area in a little bit bigger areas because you don't have to worry about being so concentrated with it. So grab your evening glass glaze, blue microfiber towel, find a nice clean spot on it, just shake it up a little bit, shake, 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 and then put a dime size amount on there. And on a scale of pressure-wise, 1 to 10, like a 5. Now you can work this in a little bit bigger area. Obviously, you can see what I'm doing. I've got like a 1 foot long by maybe 6 inch wide area. And I'm working outdoors, and it's not too hot today. You don't want the surface of the car to be warm to the touch, so it's okay. It's actually fairly easy to see out here. So you just work this in circular motions like this until it pretty much disappears. Find a fresh place on your towel just to buff that. Now the evening glass glaze, like I said, doesn't remove scratches. It just brings out the natural depth and clarity of the paint. It just is, it's the professional finishing touch. So we're going to work our way down this repaired area. I'll probably just go this far for right now. Like I said, scale of 1 to 10. I'm pressing on it like 5. Circular motions, you can go back and forth, whatever is comfortable for you, doesn't really matter. And as soon as it starts to clear out and disappear, job is done, flip it over for a clean side, and buff the residue off. We'll do one more dime size amount. When you do this, you need to find a little bit fresher area on the blue microfiber towel for the glaze. And just go down a little bit further. We'll finish this off. Now when you're applying the glaze, try and find areas on your blue microfiber towel that haven't had polish on them. You just don't want to cross-contaminate is all. It's not the end of the world, but just try and flip the towel inside out or find a dry spot. And then a clean side of the cloth just to buff the residue off. All right, this thing is looking perfect now. That scratch is totally gone. The paint is looking absolutely incredible. So we've glazed it. Now for the icing on the cake is Sacred Shine sealant, because you have to seal up the paint after you've restored it. What we're going to do is we're going to apply the sealant like in a section about this big, and then we'll do the other section. You don't want to try and do it all in one big long thing. So we've got a dime size amount. And we'll just work this into, this is, like 18 inches or a foot, something like that. And you're just lightly rubbing it in like you would rub suntan lotion in. Just want to overlap your strokes and just make sure it's covered. Okay, so now we'll take another small amount. This stuff goes a long way, so it doesn't really take that much at all. And just Rub it in circular motions, overlapping. You keep rubbing it in. It's okay to go out into other areas that we didn't actually remove scratches on. Okay, so we've let the Sacred Shine sealant haze for just a few minutes, and what you do to check is just take your finger and do a real quick wipe, and if it comes off clear, you're good to go. So this is super easy. You just take a clean side of the yellow microfiber towel and just lightly buff it. It comes off with virtually no effort whatsoever. Wipe it off like that, and then you find a fresh side and just give it a quick buff. And that's all there is to it. This Prius looks beautiful now. So I'll see you on the next video.